And now, it's time for another Dice Tower review with Tom Vasel.
Today we're talking about Escape, the Curse of the Temple. Did I do that right? Escape.
No, he was lower.
Escape. This game comes with a soundtrack to play the game with. It's a cooperative game in which you are trying to escape from this temple. For some reason you went, and it's kind of like the Indiana Jones thing where you grab the jewel and then run. So anyhow, let me show you how the game works and we'll come back. Let's talk about the base game here. Escape the Curse of the Temple is an exactly 10-minute game. You use a soundtrack that you can download from the internet, or it comes with a CD. At one point during, you start the soundtrack up, and then you'll hear this guy say this.
Escape.
Okay, that's kind of spooky, and even spookier is that you can hear this music, which will be playing in the background. So what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing what he said to do. You're going to be trying to escape. You can see there that we have some people, and these guys are trying to get out, and you're going to be doing that by rolling dice. And you're going to be rolling these dice as fast as you can, and as many times as you want. However, there's a few restrictions. Let's take a look at the dice. If you roll a black mask, a cursed black mask, you can no longer re-roll it. You can re-roll the rest of your dice as many times as you want, but you can see that since this black mask is on 6 sides of them, there is a chance that you will eventually no longer be able to roll dice. However, every time you roll a golden mask, it allows you to re-roll 2 of the black masks. And you can save dice, so might want to save them. If you use dice for something else, you can, but you also have to re-roll those. For example, to move from one room to another room, you need to use the symbols that are on that room. For example, to get to this room is 2 runners. To get to this room is a runner and a key. So as I'm rolling, I say, oh, I got a runner and a key. Great, I can move in there, but I must instantly re-roll both of those. And if I want to discover a new tile, I'll have a pile of tiles that's near the board, and I can discover those for 2 runners. I say, oh, I have 2 runners. I'll re-roll those, use the 2 runners, and when you pull out a new tile, you look at the gray thing, and wherever you were going out, that's where it connects. So as time goes by, you're going to be exploring the temple and finding all sorts of neat rooms as you go by. Now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to find the last room. This room here is the room that you will escape in. To get to that last room, though, once you get there, and I'm going to skip to the end here, when you get to this room, you're going to need to roll 1 key plus 1 for every gem over here on this. And this is a 3-player game, so there's 11. Well, that's impossible for you to roll 11, so you need to get rid of some of these gems, and you do that throughout the dungeon. Throughout the temple, I'm sorry. When you get to this spot here, this one here, let's flip it just so you can see it. It says I need to roll 4 keys. If I roll 4 keys, I can take one of those gems and put it here. And I can work on that together with other people. Later on, if I go to one of these spots here, I can get rid of 1, 2, or 3 gems. But to get rid of 3, I would need to roll 10. I can't use all of them, just one of them. So you're running through this temple trying to get rid of gems so that when you find the exit, which is going to be in the last 5 tiles, you can get out. However, there will be... the game isn't as easy as you might think, because there will come a point where you hear this. Now that's kind of a dreadful thing, because what that means is, that means you need to get back to the room. And so you can hear the music has amped up, and I'm here, the doors of the room are going to be closed. So I need to get from here to here in this time frame. So I'm saying, okay, I need to roll a torch and a guy. And okay, I got a torch and a guy, so I can move to that room. And now I need to roll, I have to re-roll those. Oh, a guy and a key, so I'm already there. So now I just need to roll another guy and another key. I got the guy. Can't roll that one because it's the black mask. I can't use any of those. I got the guy and the key, so I'm in. Now, if you're farther away, you can imagine this is kind of terror. And because if I hadn't got there, the door is closed. So now, if I hadn't made it back there in time, I will lose one of my dice permanently. This happens twice during the course of the game. The third time when you hear it, you need to be out of the temple at that point in time. So you need to get through this stack of tiles, you need to get those gems out, and you need to get to this final place and get out. If you do that, you win. Maybe. Because everyone has to get out. The thing is, what happens if you get stuck with all these black masks and you can't go? Well, in a multiplayer game, I can use my golden masks to get these black ones away from you. However, to do that, we need to be in the same room. So there'll be a guy in the room, and you have to go back and rescue him, and of course that involves rolling dice. Also, there's 2 gems that you'll set aside over here, and you can use one of those gems at any point to re-roll all black masks on the table. However, when you do that, you add it here, and that's another mask that you have to get rid of. If every single person escapes, then you win the game. There is an expansion that's included in this game, the Curses and Treasures. Whenever you'll just replace some of the tiles with these tiles here, these alternate tiles, if you will. When you get to one of these curse symbols here, whoever's the person who discovered it will have a curse tile placed in front of them. And this curse tile is going to be in front of you until you roll those symbols to get rid of it. Well, that's a real pain in the neck, especially since the curse tiles all do different things. For example, this one, you can, when you re-roll a golden die with a black mask, you can only get rid of 1 rather than 2. So that's kind of an annoying curse. This one here, you must put 1 hand on your head until you get rid of the curse. So there's all different types of curses. Sometimes they're bad, other times they're horrible. Like this one here, you can't enter or discover a chamber. So you have to roll this one and get rid of this curse. So you're saying, well, is that all it does, make the game harder? Well, no, because there's also treasure tiles. And when you go into a treasure tile, we put one of the treasures on this tile, and it shows 2 keys. And if you roll 2 keys, you can open it and see what happens. Here, you can put a gem on that one. Sometimes it's just 2 keys that you can keep for later on. Sometimes it's 2 torches you can keep for later on. You never know what might be in a treasure chest, but it's something that's useful that you can use maybe later on, or that you can use immediately. Sometimes even a door that you can place between 2 rooms that you could get through that you couldn't get before. So that is what the addition adds, the curses and treasures. All right, well, what do you think?
It was creepy.
Creepy?
Yes, very creepy.
You know, she's not the only person who said it to me. Several people who played it with me have said, I'm so tense. That music doesn't really help with the heartbeats and all. And I played this game a ton. This game is super duper cool.
It's fun, but still creepy.
Yeah, the first time we played it, Melody said, I'm not playing it for a while. You said you were too stressed?
I was too scared.
Yeah. So then we played it again the next day, same thing. I played it with a group of kids another day, and they all said the same thing. I played it with an adult, said the same thing. But you know what? I keep coming back to this. It's so cool. Now look, this game is not complex. There's lots of cooperative games that come out these days that you have to do this with a million choices. There's not a million choices here. You're just rolling dice. But this game is what I love in games. It's fun in a box. You can sniff at this game and I'll hurl it at your head in the meantime because it's so much fun. The game, the curses and the treasures, those are nice. They're a nice addition. You can go through those and they add to it. My only thing about those is there's a sheet and you gotta okay, what does this curse mean? What does this treasure do? After a while, you get it down. The treasures are easy, really. The curses, you're like, what does that mean? And, they add some silliness to the game. And there's another expansion for this game that I'll be talking about a little bit later. But it's neat. It's a neat game. The idea of rolling dice, and what happens is we're like, oh, okay, we're about to get out of temple, or the door shut, we're there, yay! And then we realize that Z is still stuck 4 rooms away, and he's like, I can't move! Are you going to go rescue him?
No.
No, I'm not either. Sorry! But if someone loses the die permanently, their chance of getting out is much harder.
That's what happened the last game I played. No one got out.
That's true. That's true. The last game we played, see, usually what happens is everyone gets out except one person, and you're like, can you get out? Can you get out? You'll make it. And we're cheering for that one person to get out, and they do or don't. But in the last game that you played with me, nobody got out. Not one person. Everyone died. It was a terrible time.
2 people got 1 die off, me and another kid, and it was 4 keys. It was not fun. I had
Not fun? I thought it was fun.
Well, that part was.
I thought it was funny. Haha, everyone died.
0 keys and the thing collapsed.
Now, this game can be played solitaire, and I played it solitaire, and I'm not as enthused with it. You have fewer jewels, you actually have 7 dice, but it doesn't have that aspect of you need to work together. Oh, I rolled too many dice, can you come help me type aspect. See, in the other game, people are yelling and shouting and rolling dice and doing this, and come over here, help me, and you have to work together. Should you all stick together? We know it's a good idea. You probably should all stick together, but sometimes you can get stuff done faster if you split up. It's entertaining. I love games that just make me laugh and have a good time. And yes, that soundtrack, there's 2 of them actually, gets your heart racing, but that just for me gets the adrenaline pumping and brings a level of just woo-hoo-hoo-ness to this game. So I really like this game. And you?
I love it too. It's freaky.
just one session at a time?
Yes.
Lame-o.
Thanks so much for watching the Dice Tower videos. Find more great videos and reviews, as well as our top-rated audio podcast at Dicetower.com. You can also find the latest board game news at Dicetowernews.com. I'm Eric Summerer, and you've been watching The Dice Tower. The Dice Tower is sponsored by Fun Again Games, the world's best game source. Fun Again Games has over 5,000 games available. Check them out at funagain.com.
Shut the door!